everybody. Today we're going to visit our nation's capital, Washington, D.C.
Originally known as the Federal City, Washington is one of the finest, most pleasurable travel destinations in the world, offering a multitude of family attractions and entertainment.
And today we'll experience some of those attractions firsthand when we tour the world's most visited museum, the Smithsonian's National Air and Space Museum.
We'll also witness the changing of the guard at the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier at Arlington National Cemetery. Later, we'll lend a hand to a very worthwhile project. Take Pride in America Workday for volunteers of all ages to clean up 3 of the city's National Park Service sites and a chance to meet the city's most famous resident. Plus, on today's show, those comical cousins, Larry and Floyd.
A visit to Washington, D.C. is a trip filled with American history, and I promise you don't want to miss today's show.
So don't go away.
What in the world could ever compare to the freedom you got when you ain't got a care? With the wind at your back and the road up ahead, it just can't get any better, or so it's been said. From coast to coast and sea to sea, you can take your sweet time and just sweet RV. Take it from those who know it's the one and only way to go. Your way, the only way to go.
Washington has been called the greatest free show in the world, and with good reason. It's known for its spectacular attractions, the majority of which are free and open to the public 7 days a week.
The capital city features over 100 free attractions and has much more to offer those interested in American history, architecture, art, and today's politics.
From the White House to the U.S. Capitol, from the Grand Smithsonian Museum complex to world-famous memorials, art galleries, parks and gardens, Washington offers something for everyone without exception. It's a city with layers and layers of fascinating history. Come on, we'll show you around.
Looking upon Washington, D.C. from such heights as the Washington Monument, one marvels at the beauty of it all. Truly, a world-class city. And perhaps the most awesome and cherished location in this unique city is the Capitol building. It was the dream of this nation's architects of freedom to have a building grand enough to reflect their grandiose vision. In front of the Capitol, between Independence and Constitution Avenues, is a park-like strip known as the Mall. This long stretch of greenery is looked upon by important buildings and monuments, including the Smithsonian Institute. Established for the increase and diffusion of knowledge among men, the Smithsonian Institution is a complex of 13 museums, boasting a collection of more than 137 million objects and specimens of broad appeal. The Smithsonian's Museum of Natural History is a treasure chest of our natural world, with 60 million items that examine man and his environment. The Institute's National Museum of American History was called by Mark Twain the nation's attic. This popular museum contains more than 17 million items that represent the heritage of America and its people. Located just off the mall is the home of the Executive Mansion, better known to us as the White House, where U.S. presidents and their families have lived for nearly 200 years. Washington is known as the City of Monuments. The Jefferson Memorial, located just south of the mall, is a classical dome and colonnade that was dedicated in 1943 to our third president, Thomas Jefferson. The Washington Monument, located at the center of the mall, is the tallest masonry structure in the world at 555 feet. This majestic tower was dedicated to the memory of our first president in 1885 and offers an elevator ride to the top every 5 minutes giving visitors a magnificent view of the District of Columbia and its surrounding areas. Opposite the Washington Monument, at the other end of the narrow strip of water called the Reflecting Pool, stands the imposing memorial to President Lincoln. This enormous seated statue of the president effectively creates a sense of his greatness. Within the memorial are excerpts from some of his most famous speeches. And nearby stands the Vietnam Veterans Memorial. The long black marble stones with names of the dead engraved in lists depict simply and effectively the long dark era of the Vietnam War. Tourists come to see the memorial, but families and friends of the people remembered here come too. Some leave flowers on the ground below. Others linger for a longer time near the names of those they cherish. Washington, D.C., an extraordinary place, a place of pride and promise, and a place where patriots are remembered.
The Arlington National Cemetery is the location of the Tomb of the Unknowns, a symbolic memorial dedicated to the unknown servicemen from World War I and II, the Korean War, and the Vietnam War. It epitomizes the ultimate sacrifice that thousands have made for this country.
The tomb of 4 servicemen is guarded 24 hours a day, regardless of climatic changes, by soldiers from the Army's U.S. 3rd Infantry. And every hour in a meticulously conducted ceremony, you can witness changing of the honor guard.
As the country's top military command post, Washington, D.C. has monuments and memorials dedicated to both modern and historic patriots. While modern-day servicemen and women are honored at well-visited sites such as Arlington National Cemetery, the Vietnam Memorial, and the Iwo Jima Memorial, the country's Revolutionary and Civil War patriots are also remembered at memorials throughout the city.
In a busy city like Washington, it can be a real challenge navigating those one-way streets and busy intersections.
You are right there. It can't, but our trip's been made a lot easier with this Jayco van conversion and travel trailer. When it's time to sightsee, we just unhook the trailer, leave it set up right here at the campsite, and head out in style. Van conversions not only make great tow vehicles, but they're roomy. State-of-the-art touring vehicles as well. Right now, our resident RV expert, Larry, and his ever-inquisitive cousin, Floyd, are standing by to enlighten us more about van conversions. Now let's play some ball. Hey,
Hey, Larry,
Yeah, Floyd.
can you really tow this long trailer with this short van?
Oh, of course I can. You know, van conversions make ideal tow vehicles for all sizes of folding camping trailers, or even full-size travel trailers like this one. You know, Jim, Ed, and Becky use them all the time.
Yeah, but now, could you tow anything behind it?
Sure you
Can you tow a boat?
Well, of course.
You could tow a boat.
Sure.
Could you tow a ski-mobile?
Sure you could.
You could tow a ski-mobile?
Yeah.
Could you tow your motorcycle and your cargo unit here?
I plan to tow these this afternoon, in fact.
You could tow your motorcycle and cargo unit?
Sure.
Could you do this? Could you have your van towing your trailer, towing your motorcycle, and towing your cargo unit, and then towing a ski-mobile behind it, and then towing a snowmobile behind that, and towing a boat behind that,
Yeah.
and towing a little bitty flatbed truck with a little tractor on that?
Yeah.
Could you have it towing a little Sherman tank behind that?
For your free vacation planner, including a list of RV clubs, call Go Camping America, 1-800-47-SUNNY, and get rolling.
A flatbed truck hauling a 707. Right
Now, here's those cousins, Larry and Floyd.
Harley, and wait, just like that right there. That could be the last thing on your big motorcycle. Right there, be great. Wouldn't it pulling all them things like that? Wouldn't it be great?
You got the right idea, Floyd. You know, folks, there is no question about the towing power of van conversion. Automakers manufacture the chassis knowing the finished vehicle will serve double duty.
Double duty. Now, that reminds me of Ethel.
Not only is a van conversion a great way to take the family and friends around town or around the country, it's made for towing. Most vans come with V8 engines, sturdy suspensions,
Sturdy suspension. That reminds me of Ethel, too.
large generators,
Now you talk about Ethel, the large generators, I guarantee you.
and heavy-duty batteries. That adds up to more pulling power than cars. What's more, the technology involved keeps the ride smooth and quiet when you're hitched up and on the road.
Well, cousin, how do you compute what you can tow?
Good question, cuz. The owner's manual will tell you the maximum load weight the van conversion can pull. When buying this conversion, ask the dealer to order a tow package from the factory. The package comes with everything but the hitch, which you can buy from the dealer. Get it installed and you're ready to go in comfort.
Now you're talking, cuz.
Yeah.
And these vans are not only good for hauling trailers, they're good for hauling the travelers, too.
Well, you're absolutely right, cousin. Not only will they get your travel trailer to the campground or RV park, but unhitched, the van conversion becomes your personal touring vehicle for day trips, shopping excursions, or sports outings with features like a TV, video cassette player, plush seats, decorative wall coverings, and more. You'll travel in style.
Now, wait a second here. Let me get this high-tech deal down here. You're talking about a van conversion becoming with a TV, becoming with a VCP, becoming with a PS, and a DWC.
Right-to, A-OK.
Did you know that in the last 10 years, the number of people buying van conversions has doubled? Not only do these great tow vehicles have ample space for the family, carpool gang, or little league team, they also come equipped with electronic gadgetry, plush seats, and more to make getting there a lot more enjoyable. If you'd like some free product information about today's van and travel trailer, call 1-800-447-4700.
This is the Smithsonian Institute's National Air and Space Museum, the most visited museum in the world and Washington's most popular attraction. Over 125 million people have come to the museum since it opened July 1st, 1976.
The museum has 23 cavernous galleries devoted to the epic story of manned flight. It gives you a first-hand look at how aviation and spaceflight have changed the ways in which we travel by air, prepare our national defense, study the Earth, and explore the solar system and beyond. Come on, let's take a look around. One of the museum's star attractions is the plane flown by the pioneering Wright brothers at Kitty Hawk, North Carolina in 1903. It was then that the Wright brothers changed the world when Orville went up in his aircraft for the first successfully controlled, powered, heavier-than-air flight, and located nearby, dwarfed by space-age rockets, is the silver-colored Spirit of St. Louis. This is the historic plane in which 25-year-old Charles Lindbergh flew the first solo, non-stop transatlantic flight from New York to Paris in 1927.
Also on view is Voyager, the lightweight aircraft piloted by Dick Rutan and Gina Yeager in 1986, when they flew for 9 days in the first non-stop, non-refuel flight around the world.
A special gallery devoted to World War II aviation includes a Mitsubishi Zero Japanese Navy fighter used in the attack on Pearl Harbor and a British Spitfire. Over among the rockets and spacecraft, you can touch the Mercury spacecraft, Friendship 7, in which John Glenn became the first American to orbit the Earth in 1962.
And don't miss Columbia, the Apollo 11 command module, which brought back the first men on the moon.
The Air Transportation Gallery contains representative aircraft used by the Pioneer Airlines during the evolution of air transport in the United States. The transport aircraft displayed in this gallery helped lay the foundations for the airlines of the United States and their expansion into worldwide air routes.
And in the sea air operations, you can step aboard the simulated aircraft carrier USS Smithsonian and familiarize yourself with the history of ship-based flights.
The museum is also host to a continually changing gallery, which is home to exhibits like Star Trek. This exhibit should please all Trekkies with over 80 artifacts from Mr. Spock's Vulcan ears to the newly refurbished original model of the Starship Enterprise. Make sure on your next trip to the capital city that you plan a visit to the National Air and Space Museum. It's the dream museum of aviation lovers.
Get away to the good times of family camping at a KOA campground. Level sites with full hookups, hot showers, playgrounds, swimming pools, and more await you at over 600 KOAs throughout North America.
This is Lake Fairfax Park and Campground, a beautiful public park just a few minutes from downtown Washington.
The park offers campers a great getaway to the countryside without being too far away from all those downtown attractions.
Here, like many public parks, is an array of recreational activities available to campers right on the property, including swimming, boating, fishing, and other outdoor sports.
To me and Jim Ed, there's nothing better than having fun in the great outdoors. We want to do our part to preserve the lands we enjoy.
That's exactly right. In fact, while here in Washington, there were some special cleanup and beautification projects taking place downtown, and we pitched in to help out. It was all part of the Take Pride in America campaign to increase awareness of the need for wise use of the nation's natural and cultural resources and to promote volunteerism. The campaign is a partnership involving government agencies and private sector organizations, including the Nashville Network.
We joined several hundred other outdoor enthusiasts who volunteered to help clean up and improve national park sites in our nation's capital.
Volunteers were representatives of recreation-oriented companies and organizations that are members of the American Recreation Coalition. These business people and their families donned T-shirts, jeans, and work gloves as they picked up litter, painted, weeded, and planted trees.
No one is exempt from caring for our public lands. In fact, even President Bush stopped by to say a few words about Take Pride in America and the wonderful achievements possible through volunteer partnerships.
Take Pride in America, a program that generates tens of millions of volunteer hours each year from communities all across the country. People coming together to preserve the parks and public lands within their communities, picking up litter, planting trees, and building playgrounds for these kids. And the result of that is cleaner and better parks, more and more hope and opportunity for the young people. So thank you very, very much for what you're doing. Thank you all very much for being with us. And again, my thanks to all the volunteers.
We all have to do our part to preserve and protect our country's great outdoor resources. Find out how you too can get involved with Take Pride in America projects in your local community by writing to Take Pride in America, Box RB, Washington, D.C. 20240.
On a one-day excursion, always be sure to pack out what you carry in. By following this one simple rule, we can greatly reduce the litter in our country's recreation sites. And if you want to help clean up your local recreation areas, contact Take Pride in America or local civic groups to volunteer for similar beautification projects. For more info about your own family camping excursion, call Go Camping America at 1-800-47-SUNNY.
To see all the great reasons why the Winnebago Brave won the Consumer's Digest Magazine Best Buy Award, visit your Winnebago dealer today.
Way to go, Lindsay.
Well, we hope you've enjoyed our trip to our nation's capital.
With its unique sights and changing exhibits, there's always something new to see and do in Washington. And no matter how many times you come, you'll always find something a little different and fun.
Yes, you will. And if you'd like to know more about a trip to Washington, you can contact the Washington, D.C. Convention and Visitors Bureau Association at 1-202-789-7000.
Remember, be safe on the road.
And for the best in RV travel information, it's going our way.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Hi, folks. You know, there's no question about the towing power of van conversions. Automakers, manufacturers, chassis knowing the finished vehicle will serve double duty. Not only is a van conversion a great way to take the family and friends, and you know, these vans are not only great for hauling trailers, but they're great for hauling the travelers, too.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, cousin. Not only will they get your travel trailer to the camp, I'm talking to you! You're supposed to be somewhere in the vicinity! You understand what I'm saying to you? You're supposed to be somewhere around here. So when I say, yeah, cousin.
Hi, Jim, Ed, Becky. Well, hello. Hey, how's it going? Shooting going our way, I guess. Hey, you ever watch these guys' show? Oh, well, you ever watch my show?
Hey, we watch your show all the time.
Well, that's great. Hey, you need to watch this show.
We're here in Washington doing Going Our Way. Are you doing the fishing show?
No, I'm just up here to see you guys. I want to see how you do it.
All right.
So you watch our shows on TNN.